Welcome to Comics with Dan, and we're going to be reviewing The Pedestrian number 4. This is it. It's been quite a journey, one that we've walked together, of course staying within the crosswalk, obeying all traffic signs and signals. I want to thank Joey Esposito and Shawn Gorman for sending me these review copies and sort of trusting me to help get word out about their book. I've enjoyed it immensely. It's been a fantastic book, and I'm really proud to have played an extraordinarily small part in helping get the word out about the Pedestrian. We ended last issue with Sid, Jeremy, Kira, Sophia the Crossing Guard, and Randy, as well as Detective Sherwood, all surrounded by the Klutch. All hope was lost, but our hero, the Pedestrian, he came whooshing in, ready to save the day, again, ready to give us the showdown of our lives in issue number 4. And believe me, issue number 4 is certainly the showdown that we were waiting for. This issue provides all the action that we've seen throughout the series, and then some. Definitely worthy of a final issue. All these characters that Esposito has managed to keep in the spotlight and unforgotten team up together to battle the Klutch. As for the outcome of the battle, you're going to have to buy the issue yourself to see what that outcome is. But I assure you that it's absolutely worth picking up this Wednesday. What you need to know ahead of this issue's release is that we get a nice, tight wrapping up of the story. Our character's development, it comes to a conclusion, and we get brought to a point where we feel that the plot has been resolved, at least to a certain extent. There's definitely room for more. There's absolutely room for more, and I am counting down the days to a potential, pedestrian announcement, Pedestrian 2 announcement, or whatever it's going to end up being called. Kira has taken on, watching over these kids despite her own mother's failings. So watching her grow throughout the series has been fantastic in that regard. Randy, she was the, most likely to succeed in high school, is learning that being a success can mean different things, and that oftentimes just doing the best you can is what's considered a success. And watching her kind of realize that just because she didn't go on to become some important, famous executive or scientist or whatever it is that she was hoping to accomplish, doesn't mean that she can't be successful in other ways. So that was really cool to see the ending of her arc there. Sophia, the Crossing Guard, who honestly, if she might be my favorite character, honestly, maybe even more than the Pedestrian. I just love Sophia because she keeps this focus on the little evils, as Esposito put it, I believe back in issue number 2. And I think that it applies to the real world so well, just because I think if everyone tries to focus on all the little evils around them and trying to sort of stomp them out, that the world would be a significantly better place. I want to congratulate Joey Esposito for taking what I think many readers initially thought was going to be this really goofy, outlandish series and turning it into something that is just so meaningful, but also still goofy and fun. Shawn Gorman's art in this issue really shines. He brought out his whole bag of tricks for this final issue. With this series taking a turn towards the cosmic side of things, or even supernatural, Gorman has been able to show his chops more and more as the series has gone on. One thing I'll say about Gorman's action sequences is that he makes them extremely clear. Something that even the best artists struggle with is, having action sequences where it's nearly impossible to tell what's happening, but that is not an issue with Gorman's. Gorman gets very creative in this issue. Again, I think aided by the cosmic presence, that the cosmic turn that the story took. Something I've praised Gorman on in past issues is the angles that he takes. Here you can see a reflection of Detective Sherwood in the Pedestrian's goggles. It's just a really cool image and makes for a great comic panel. I mentioned in my review of last issue that you get the occasional uncanny face in Von Gorman's pencils, and we do see a little bit more of that here, but I'm willing to chalk this up to just being Von Gorman's art style. And I do think his hits on in this regard are way more voluminous than his misses. So, it's hardly an issue, but just something I feel the need to point out. This panel here is perhaps one of my favorites in the entire series. It is a great segue into Josh Jensen's colors. Jensen's colors are great as usual. The usual comments apply, where I feel that he kept the dark tone of the series without covering up Von Gorman's pencils, and that he often uses some colors as sort of an accent colors or colors for the reader to focus on, and often in this case red and green to match the traffic light focus of the book, or the stop hand, that sort of thing. In addition, though, some of his backgrounds on the screen here show just really cool colors and really add to the action that's happening in the book, which isn't always something that you see. Having the colorist really sort of bolster the action and make it more dynamic and exciting. Sometimes colorists can just fill in a background with a gradient and really, just go extremely simple with it. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it's good to have a simple background if you're trying to draw attention to something. But I think that what the work really called for here was more dynamic backgrounds, and I think Jensen delivered there. This can't, and I'm sure it won't be the last time that I see the fwoosh fwoosh drawn by Shawn Lee. The sound effects that Lee provided were definitely his strongest point in the series, and that didn't change in the final issue. One problem that I had that carried over from last issue was that I felt a little lost on who was narrating at times. Now, I was able to go back and sort of figure things out, but I think that something that could possibly help with this is something that Buddy Bedoin does when he does some captions, and that's adding a small image of the character, at least in the first caption box, to sort of just, make it clear to the reader, okay, this is who's speaking right now. I think a lot of times, letters use certain colors for the narration boxes for certain individuals, and it works well if, like, you have Batman as a black narration box and Robin is a red one. But with these characters who I don't have specific colors that I associate with them, it makes it a little bit more difficult. Still, regardless of that issue with the narration boxes, I definitely appreciated Lee's lettering throughout the series, especially, as I mentioned before, his sound effects. They just, I think, really helped drive the action home. And of course, the fwish fwish is, I think, going to go down in history as one of the best comic sound effects of all time. The Pedestrian is only the beginning. I refuse to spoil anything here, but it's important for me to say that it is not over, and you need to keep your eyes out for more to come from this creative team and more to come from our speed walking superhero. I am very grateful that it's not over, because I happen to know and have a good source that says that a secret war is brewing surrounding the history of traffic signs. And I won't rest until I've heard the whole story. The Pedestrian 4 is in shops this Wednesday from Magma Comics, and it's an easy $3.99 book and a spectacular ending. So just congratulations to the whole creative team. You guys did such a wonderful job, and I love this whole series and can't wait for more. Make sure you like the video, make sure that you subscribe, check out my other videos here, and thank you for watching.